Hey gamers, I hope you've all been doing well. Recently, I've been playing a whole bunch of old childhood games, stuff like Nicktoons Unite, Wind Waker, Monster House, and the game that only true gamers play, Bratz Forever Diamonds. That also got me into thinking about other games I used to play. For the longest time, the only systems that I've ever had were a GameCube, a PlayStation 2, and an Xbox 360. So, as I'm sure you can tell, I didn't keep up with the most recent games or consoles. Something I definitely missed out on as a kid was PC games. It really sucks too, since there was quite a handful of interesting games and MMOs that I really wish that I was able to play. One, for example, was Funkies. I mean, look at these little guys, they're so cute. However, despite missing out on a lot, there is one MMO that I managed to play on the old 2000s family computer. And that game was Toontown. However, before we go any further, this video is sponsored by Vograce. For those who don't know, Vograce is a site that makes custom pins, keychains, stickers, dandies, and a whole lot more. As mentioned, it's custom, so if there's a specific design that you'd like turned into, let's say, a light-up keychain, you can do that. Now, Vograce was kind enough to reach out to me, and in short, I got myself some nice pins. However, that's not all. So as you can see here, I ordered myself a sample package full of goodies. There's a few keychains, a standee, sticky notes, and tape. My favorite is this cute little crane keychain. As for my own things, I got myself, of course, pins and stickers. Personally, I like small stickers because you can basically just stick them everywhere. As for the acrylic pins, they actually came out better than I thought they would. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't expecting them to be horrible. I just wasn't expecting this level of quality. I mean, look at them, they have a little dome and everything. As someone who is an avid pin collector, I will say I'm very glad to add these to my collection. If you're somebody looking to start a shop or just want some really cute items, I would 100% recommend them. Not only are their items good, but they have very polite customer support. Anywho, thank you very much, Vograce. It has been an absolute pleasure. Let's get back to the video.
You're ready for Toontown, an outrageous online game where battling evil cogs is only half the fun. Create your own toon, and you can do almost anything. With your parents' permission, get 3 days of free play at Toontown.com. Toontown, rated E for everyone.
Are you Toon enough?
I'm hoping that just by saying the name that brought back some memories. Even if you didn't play it, I'm sure you would have seen the commercials. I swear these commercials replayed so much on Cartoon Network that it stuck with me. For the time that it existed, Toontown had a huge community, and with the amount of advertising that Disney did for this game, it's amazing that one day it just went poof, gone, like it never existed. So I just gotta ask, what the hell happened? Today I plan to see exactly what happened to the game. However, for those of you who were not lucky enough to be able to play Toontown, I might as well explain what the hell it even is. Toontown was a game that was made by Disney that officially launched in 2003 and then shut down in 2013. In this game, you're able to play as a citizen of Toontown, and they are all fittingly called Toons. You're placed on a playground, and from then, it's basically free real estate. You can explore other playgrounds, chat with other players, play mini-games, and shop for new items. However, those aren't the only things to do. You see, something has been taking over Toontown. And what that is a fun little bunch called Cogs. Cogs are the antagonists of the game, and they're basically what you get if you mix a robot with an office worker. These guys go around turning buildings into large corporate offices, turn everything boring, and basically just ruin everyone's fun. Their overall goal is to turn Toontown into a dull corporate land. Now, hear me out. I find this plot very ironic because this game was made by Disney. The joke just kind of writes itself. So, Cogs are running around, taking over everything. However, you, as the player, have the power to stop it. Cogs can be beaten by using gags. Thankfully, they can't take a single joke, so you can destroy them with things such as pies, seltzer, horns, banana peels, and tons of other gags that you can level up to. Eventually, once you're stronger, you can basically do these mini-bosses, such as the Vice President, the CEO, Chief Justice, and the CFO. The game had multiple holiday events, parties, and during its lifetime it even had fan meetups called Toonfests. Unfortunately, despite the game having millions of players, it was not financially beneficial for Disney, because as we know, they clearly need the money. So after Disney realized, oh shit, we can't make money off of this, they shut down Toontown in 2013, along with 2 other MMOs that were alive at the time, called Pirates of the Caribbean Online and Pixie Hollow. And while some of you weren't Toontown players, I'm sure that quite a few of you recognized those 2 MMOs. It was pretty sad to see those games go as well. And while you can say, oh, what a coincidence that all 3 games were shut around the same time, what I would say is even more of a coincidence is the fact that another certain MMO was not shut down during that time and lived on for many more years, which was Club Penguin. Now that was a game that we all know for sure that Disney milked the hell out of. And as mentioned before, it was thriving around the time when all those other MMOs were shut down. I'm just saying. Also, as all of you know, Club Penguin has been dead. Club Penguin is dead. It is burning in hell right now, and I am so happy. Anyways, after the announcement that they would be shutting down the game, all players were given free memberships, and new accounts couldn't be made at a certain point. Players got together to say their last goodbyes, and on August 20th around 12:30, the final server was shut down. That's pretty much where the story of Toontown ends. I mean, Disney killed it, and there's nothing we can really do about it. Or is there? You see, behind the scenes, there was a group of people calling themselves the Toontown Rewritten Team, and their goal was to keep Toontown alive. On the same day that Toontown Online went down, the site Toontown Rewritten went up, along with the announcement of the game's return. It took a while, but by October 28th, there was a certain amount of players that were able to play the alpha version, and soon on May 17th, 2014, those same players were able to play the beta. Another beta run was open on June 2nd, and then finally on September 19th, the game was fully functional and available to all players. And thus, my friends, another argument on why game preservation is very important. Anyways, it's been about 7 years since Rewritten was released, and since then, it's basically still the same game. They just changed a few things. The most noteworthy is that there are new toon colors, there's new species options, they changed the max level, one cog area was redesigned, they increased the amount of friends that you can have, and even made Toonfest an in-game event. And it's run by a host that is just furry bait. Listen, they knew what they were doing, and the word furry is banned from the game for a reason. Another addition was Sellbot field offices. The news on the blog doesn't really explain what these offices are, so I decided to figure it out for myself. I headed to Toontown headquarters, figured out where a field office is, and I was on my way. Once I found it, I honestly thought, meh, I could probably take this on my own. I mean, I could take out level 3 office buildings on my own, so why not? And then I got to the first floor and realized what a massive mistake this was. So I tried it again, only this time I was smart enough to go with a group. And well, the short answer to this is that this is actually fun. They put in scenarios that stops you from using certain weapons, and at the very end, you get to take out a furnace boss. It actually takes some time to beat and is moderately difficult. Overall, it's a pretty good update. Toontown Rewritten as it stands is pretty good if you are wanting to experience what Toontown was like without it running really shit on an old 2000s PC. So if you haven't had the chance to play the game and you're interested, I would very much recommend it. As of now, Disney has no plans to ever bring back Toontown. The last real reference to the game was in the DuckTales reboot back in 2017, where they mentioned cogs. There was an interview in 2018 with former Toontown developers Jesse Schell and Sean Patton. They unfortunately are in the same boat as the rest of us, unsure of Toontown's future.
Is it coming back? Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
Is it? It's already back.
Well, you got Toontown Rewritten is
yeah,
back.
That's true. It's original Toontown.
But is like a Disney sponsored Toontown, is that going to come back?
Quite a lot of people like to be hopeful, thinking that if there is enough interest and enough money to fly around, Disney will eventually bring back the game. However, I'm not so sure. I mean, just a while back, it was confirmed by Disney that they'll be getting rid of Toontown from Disney parks. And while I'm sure that this is more of a reference to the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's quite evident that the whole concept of Toontown is not something that Disney is going to be further interested in. However, I would love to see this game return officially someday, maybe even fully remastered with smooth new animations. However, Disney being Disney, I'm sure that if they did that, they would probably be money hungry and greedy, like what they did with the Club Penguin reboot. You know, the very one that killed Club Penguin. They really shot themselves in the foot with that one. But hey, you can always hope, right? However, until that day, I will be on Toontown Rewritten, catching up with some lost time. And I very much hope that after this, you guys will be interested as well. I'll be seeing you later, gamers. I've got a few field offices to destroy.